I have 4 conversations that I didn't have with you because I wasn't sure if they were allowed on the podcast. So why don't we have those after? And then you cut them if you need to.
That's fair. Why don't we start with those now?
No. What do you got?
Are there any old school memories that you have with us that would be fun to share with the listeners?
Ooh.
Because, okay, I already have one, and it just clicked in my head this second.
Okay, I have one. I have a couple.
Okay, you were the first person that ever smoked me out. You were the first person I ever smoked weed with.
Wow.
Ever in my life. We were at your parents' place.
Okay.
So at your house. And there was that downstairs bedroom that you had your guitar amp and you would jam out and stuff. And so you're like playing some music and stuff. And you're like, dude, you want to smoke some weed? And I was like, I've never smoked some weed. And so you were like, you should smoke some weed. And so we went into your garage. And I think, I don't even remember what we smoked out of. It might have been like a makeshift bong, like a DIY type of bong or something.
Like a water bottle or something?
Yeah. It was like a Gatorade bottle with like a fucking pen in it. And we smoked in your garage, dude. And then we went back into that room and you were like playing guitar. And you were like, are you high? You feel anything? And I was like, nah, I don't feel anything. But I was laughing my ass off way more than I ever would. And I was like clearly high, but just
funny.
didn't know that I was high. And I was like, oh my God, I don't feel anything. And then you're just like you're just riffing, right? And I remember like that was the first time I ever got high.
Wow.
Was at your parents' place, at your house.
Wow. Did you enjoy it?
Looking back on it in hindsight, I definitely was having a good time.
Okay.
I don't think I'd ever laughed that hard up until that point.
Yeah.
It was like very many laughs per second that I wasn't used to.
That's funny.
Yeah. And do you remember? And I'll block his name out because he was my first drug dealer. He was my first weed dealer.
Yeah, dude, I remember that guy.
Dude, he was my first pot dealer. And I remember
I'm laughing because I love that guy so much.
Dude, he's so funny. He's so great. He's so fucking great. Do you still talk to him?
I haven't talked to him in years.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. So this fucking guy.
But I was close with him in high school. I remember going to his dad's weird fucking bachelor pad with all the mirrors on the walls.
Oh my
Did
God,
you ever go there?
No, I never went there, dude.
It was awesome. He's such a cool guy.
Dude's legit.
I remember he told... In one of our classes together, I remember him telling me the story of when he lost his virginity.
In class?
It was like the day after it happened. Like it wasn't like, if I told you that story now, it's 20 years ago. But he told it to me with like, it was fresh. He was so excited.
God, dude, are you kidding me?
I remember it too. I feel like I can't tell someone else's like story
It
like
has to
that.
be someone that he knew.
Oh my God. I don't even know who the girl was.
Wait, did he just tell it to you directly or was it like in front of a class or something?
No, to me directly.
just you. Dude,
I just remember that being like, what?
Yeah,
that's so cool.
That's so fucking cool.
Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, anyone who had sex in like high school, you're like, oh my God, you've reached a peak level of existence. You know, it's like
damn.
You're closer to Nirvana.
You sell me drugs and you in the backseat of your car,
dude.
That's so sick.
Show me your secrets, bro. But this was my first pot dealer. I remember shortly after I had smoked with you for my very first time, I was like, how do I get more of this? You know, I want to try it alone and I want to try more of it.
Yeah.
I was curious. And so met up with and he was like, yeah, meet me in the front of this in the parking lot at this time in the morning. So it was like before class. And so it was like zero period.
In the parking lot of our school. Yeah, like that's a great place to perform an illegal transaction.
Yeah, exactly. Which honestly, I got away with so much shit in the parking lot of our school.
God,
it's absolutely insane. They didn't really have security rolling around there. So I remember the first time I was like in the parking lot of our high school waiting for the bell to ring. I was in before zero period and he just pulls up next to me in a car. Same as the drug deals that I do now, which is insane that like 25 years from now, it's exactly the same experience.
Did he have that sick car?
Sick car?
Yeah, he had like a classic car, right?
Yeah, he did have a classic car. He pulls up. Couldn't be more obvious.
Oh my God.
Dude pulls up in some classic, I don't know, some like old school
What
Mustang.
was this, like El Camino? What was it? It was some kind of Chevy. Oh man,
Dude, that was like totally his vibe though. Was like to be in that car.
Yeah.
He was from a different era. That dude
Bro,
is from a
he
different
was
era.
in
He's
Dazed
from,
and
he's from
Confused.
the 60s. Like 100
he's in the movie.
Dazed and Confused, 100% that character. He pulls up next to me, and I'm just like, I'm born in this era, so I'm just like, and somehow feeling out of place that I'm in my own era. And he pulls up to me with The Hobbit. He hands me the
like
book.
a DVD case. Oh,
No, it
the
was
book.
the book.
Oh, DVD. That's where I go with those. The Hobbit.
I
Jesus
I
Christ.
roll my window. I'm still in the car. I roll my window, and he's like, "Yeah," like just like classic. And I'm like, I hand him the money, and then he hands me this book, and he's like, "Have a good time, bro." And I'm just like, okay. And then I roll up like the window, and like as I was like rolling up the window, I was like, "Do you need the book back? Like, what do I do with the
How
book?"
does this work?
Yeah.
I've never bought a book before.
I was like, is this book just fucking expendable? Is this my book now? And then I opened the book, and there's like a gram of weed in it. I was like, okay, that was my first weed deal ever, was with that guy. Such a memorable experience, bro.
Wow.
What was your first weed deal? Do you remember your first weed deal?
Dude, I don't think I do.
Really?
I remember the first time I smoked weed, and I remember the experience of looking at my hands. That's all I remember.
From smoking weed for the first time?
I just remember, did you ever do this where you like looked at your hands and you were like, these are way farther away than they're supposed to be?
I've done that on psychedelics, 100%.
Yeah.
But not on weed, but yes, same deal.
First time I smoked weed, that's what happened. I actually was outside of my house at like, there was like I don't know if you remember, there's a hill by my parents' house, and if you went up the hill, there's like a drainage ditch that ran through it. I was up in that ditch, smoking weed. And
were you just alone?
No, I was with some friends.
Okay.
Yeah, I was with. You're gonna beep names out.
Yeah. I'll beep them out. I
believe I was with.
Oh,
and doing a project.
Oh my God.
We were doing a project. This is so stupid. We were doing it's genius. We were doing a project on the legalization of marijuana in our history class.
Perfect.
And I was like, guys, I feel like we should smoke weed if we're going to do this project. Like, how can we speak knowledgeably on the subject if we haven't experienced it? And they both looked at me like, yeah, dude, I think you're right.
No, you're right.
Like, we should do that.
Just enabling the shit
And
out of
so
you.
I got us some weed, I guess. I don't know how. I had a lot of older friends when I was
Yeah,
like,
where were you
freshman in
getting
high school.
weed? Like when you were in high school, where were you getting weed?
Dude, you remember there was a guy who was a senior when we were freshmen. He looked exactly like Adam Sandler.
He was a senior when we were freshmen?
Yeah.
I don't remember who that was.
That dude got me weed. And I went with him to get his dick pierced.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's very strange.
I was 14.
You're 14.
Not like I wasn't in the room. I didn't hold the dick. I didn't like do the, you know.
You weren't spotting.
But I like, he was like, hey man, I'm going to go do this. But like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to drive after. Can you drive me back afterwards in case I'm fucked up?
He's having this freshman driving back.
And I didn't have a driver's license.
Yeah.
But for some reason I was just like,
dude, this guy sounds this guy sounds awesome. This guy sounds
cool.
amazing.
He worked at an Italian food restaurant.
Whoa.
I used to buy weed from him at the Italian food restaurant.
What a G.
And he would give it to me in takeout containers with food.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How the fuck?
Oh wow, I forgot about this guy.
Damn, dude. What
This guy
a
was
legend.
the man.
What a legend.
Then he like went to medical. I think he left and went to medical school.
Oh.
He's like saving lives somewhere right now.
Yeah,
What a G, dude.
God, what a G.
I gotta remember his name.
You really don't remember his name at all?
I don't. I just remember he looked a lot like Adam Sandler.
Dude, and it's wild because like, how did you get in contact with a senior like that? Because I feel like when you're a freshman, even someone who's one class above you is like, whoa, it's like untouchable.
You know what it
was? You know
was?
what I mean? And like, what?
This is silly. This is just a like high school remembrance podcast now. I had a free period.
Yeah.
And I knew, remember?
Yeah, I do.
Her brother played guitar and had a guitar with him we had the same free period.
Right.
So I
just
played
jam?
guitar with him. Yeah. We would just hang out and play guitar.
Yeah.
And he was either a junior or senior when we were freshmen.
Yeah.
And he knew the other guy. And so
Okay.
just by like having a free period together and playing guitar together, like, I feel like guitar opened all of the drug doors.
For sure. Dude. I don't know what is it up with like everyone who plays guitar just seems to be surrounded by substances.
They just are freer.
I don't understand. Yeah, it's like I know something we don't.
Yeah.
Dude, that's wild, man.
Yeah, that was weird.
Oh man, dude, the amount of shit that we pulled off and like I always tell my other friends too. I'm just like, dude, it's amazing. Like none of us died. Like just the crazy shit we would do.
What's the closest you've ever been to death?
So there's a difference between the closest I ever felt like I was to die and also the closest I ever thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
Like reality versus mentality.
Right, I get what you mean.
I think. So did I ever tell you the time that I got cursed by a gay guy?
No.
So I used to, when I was in college at Cal State Northridge, I got
I remember Northridge.
Yeah, I got a college job. I got a school job while I was there at a hardware store.
Yeah. Osh. I remember.
Yeah. And there was a coworker of mine who was maybe, I don't know, 8 to 10 years older than me at the time. And he was this gay dude who was Hispanic. And he was like short and had a goatee. And he and I got along. Like we were just shooting the shit all the time. Like we got along at work. And then he invited me to his birthday and his birthday party. I was like, oh yeah, I'll go for sure. And at the time I had just started dating this new girl and she and I got caught up and like I didn't go to the birthday party.
Ooh.
And the next day I went to work and he was like giving me the cold shoulder. And I remember going into the Osh bathroom, reading my text, but I got a text message from him while I was in the bathroom. And I kid you not, it was this weird ass riddle. It was like it rhymed. It was like a hocus pocus type of shit. And I read it.
We
and
talking like ABABA rhyme scheme, or is this like ABCCBCAC? Like, was this? Dude. Was this Gaelic? Pardon the pun.
I can't. Hey. There was nothing gay about it, which was weird. But...
No, I mean like I meant like Irish.
Of course. I know where you're coming from. But no, it was just this rhyme. It was a riddle type thing that I read out loud while I was like sitting there taking a shit in this
first mistake.
Hardware
don't
store.
Read it out loud.
Yeah, don't read it out loud. I think I triggered it or something. And I was like,
haven't you ever seen Evil Dead?
I have, and
don't read it out loud.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't take any lessons from that shit. So I go home that night, and just so happens to be that all my roommates are gone. They're out with their girlfriends or whatever.
Is this like the same roommates I knew?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. When I was living in Northridge. And I remember lying on my back, getting ready to go to sleep, and then turning on my side to hug my pillow. I had a second pillow that I would like be a body pillow. I was like, I would hug it. And so the second I turned and started hugging my body pillow, I remember feeling extremely sweaty. I was overwhelmed by this heat, and I felt like someone had just started blasting a heater onto me, and I was like, oh my God, it's so hot. And then suddenly it switched to ice cold, and my whole body went frigid, and I felt this ice shoot down my back, and suddenly I started convulsing. And it was like a seizure. Like I was seizuring, shaking uncontrollably, violently, and I thought, I'm going to die. I'm just like, this is like, I was like saying, like in my mind, it was weird because I really did feel like I'm seconds away from death, and in my mind, it's not like my life flashed before my eyes or anything, but it's a weird human thing maybe. I just started thinking about everyone in my life, like my parents and, like all my family and friends.
How long till you got to me?
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, make this about me.
You were there probably after it all ended. I was like, oh yeah, and Chris.
That's fair. It's just an honor to have been included.
Yeah. The little less dot on the signature.
Little asterisk.
And I remember being so cold. I was freezing and shivering and convulsing the whole time, where in my mind I just thought, I need to get to heat somehow. Yeah. I need heat to preserve or I'll die. And so I was shivering. I was shaking so convulsingly that I crawled to the bathroom and got into a bathtub and just cranked the hot faucet. Didn't even with the cold one. I was just cranked the hot until it defrosted my body. I was so cold, and eventually de-thawed and was able to get out of the hot. At some point, I was like, "Oh, this is hot." Got out, and then I went to work the next day, and I saw the guy, and I was like, "This is crazy what I'm about to say, but did you do something? Did you f with me?" And he just looks at me and he goes, "You'll never know."
What?
And just walks away. And that's the only, these are only the things that I have, that's all I have to pull from this.
Okay.
I never got to talk to him. I never got to interrogate further.
I have some follow-ups.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you ate before all of that?
Dude, I will tell you,
It sounds kind of like food poisoning.
I've eaten all the kinds of things. I've never once had an experience like this where I was uncontrollably shaking.
Maybe like some bad shellfish?
Like it felt like I was being electrocuted
Whoa.
from head to toe. It wasn't like part of my body. It was my entire body was going into shock, and I thought I was going to die. Since that point, and even before that point, I've never experienced anything like it.
Whoa.
And it was after I had read this text message from him that seemed like a weird curse rhyme bullshit. And even saying it now, after all these years, I feel like I'm a crazy person. Like, if someone was telling me this, I would be like, dude, you're missing something. You're insane. But I would say out of my entire life, that's the one and only superstitious thing that I've not been able to explain about my own life. And I would love to get in touch with that guy again.
Do you believe that it was a genuine curse?
I don't know if I do, but I just don't know what else it would have been.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like I can't say, yeah, that's what it was, but I also can't explain it any other way.
Yeah.
So it's one of those weird things where it's like, I guess it will just forever be a mystery, and I guess I'm okay with that. Like, I don't need to have the answer, but I don't know. I don't know. What was I, diabetic or something? And I just started going to anaphylactic shock or something? Like,
I don't know.
Dude.
Do you still have the text message?
Just his... No, it's long gone. It's long gone, dude.
I'll read that shit out
loud. It's fucking long gone. Just the look in his eyes where he knew that I had just gone through something the night before. Like, he had planned it. He was like, the fact that I was like, "Did you do something?" And it wasn't a response of like,
he practiced it in the mirror before he came to tell you. You'll never know.
He was doing rehearsals and shit, dude.
You'll
He had dress
never
rehearsal.
know.
Because I feel like if...
it's a dope response. That's like an action movie one-liner.
Dude, 100%. 100%. It's like, if he really had nothing to do with it, then I feel like his response would have been more confused. For me approaching him and be like, "Dude, did you do anything to me last night?" He would have been like if you didn't do anything, he'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. You think
like a
just
hardware store is a good place for a
like a hardware store employee just has like magic powers?
dude, that's
like,
why.
Why is he working at Osh if he could genuinely curse you?
Why don't you just like coerce some CEO to give you like some ballin' job? Why are you working retail? Why are you working retail, bro?
Working politics. You know?
Yeah,
that's where I imagine wizards belong. Is like politics.
But dude, have you ever had any supernatural shit happen to you? Ever? Or things that happen in your life that you're like, maybe it's not supernatural, but I just can't explain this with logic.
Not really.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty big... now you've got me nervous. I'm a pretty big, like, logic guy. I don't believe in...
I am too. That was the only thing in my life. That's the only thing in my life that I'm just like...
I have friends that tell me ghost stories. I have friends that have told me, like, stories that, if they were true, are, like, very scary. Yeah. And still, I'm just kind of like, I don't think I trust you enough to believe that.
Yeah, you're kind of... So, do you... What do you think about my story?
I think.
Do you think like I was just crazy?
I don't
at
think
the
you were
time, which
crazy.
is fine.
I think it's probably coincidence. Like I think probably this
Yeah.
is my skeptical viewpoint.
Of course.
I think you probably had some other scenario trigger that reaction,
Okay.
and
He just happened to. It was coincidental.
that's my guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think, and it wouldn't surprise me if he genuinely thought he cursed you, and
if
had
he was
his response
he was on
ready.
a high horse.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, the other thing.
Or like he had like a like a poison frog that he like put on a dart and then like hit you in the arm with it or something.
That's
like, you know?
fair.
Maybe he induced the situation.
One thing I left out is that at his birthday party, he told me beforehand that there would be witchcraft.
Oh, okay.
So he was like, "Oh yeah, we do witchcraft."
I
Like
way less believe it.
even less so.
Yeah.
Even less so.
Dude, if this guy is like, think of everyone you've ever met
It's
in
all
your
in my
life
head.
that's like,
It's probably all in my head.
oh, placebo.
Placebo.
Could be placebo.
But then what explains like why did I convulse? I was shaking compulsively.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. This isn't funny. It isn't funny.
No. It's hilarious now, like because I'm fine. I was shaking compulsively from my bed. I crawled out of bed.
You don't sound fine.
I clawed my way to the bathroom and dropped myself in the tub. Like once I got over
Yeah.
the little hill of the tub,
Yeah.
I just and then just like had a shaking arm to
Yeah, no doubt. It sounds like you made some poor decisions.
Crank it.
I have two drug related seizure stories if you'd like them.
yes, please.
One of them is your fault. The first one
Let's go.
The first one is quite benign. I don't know what happened, but I can't smoke weed anymore. I can't do it.
What do you mean you can't smoke
I
weed
can't
anymore?
smoke weed anymore. It
What do you
gives me
You can't or you don't want to?
no. I can't. And it's not that I can't.
Please explain, Chris. Please
Yeah.
explain this phenomenon
I
because
cannot smoke weed.
as the guy who I was with when I initially smoked weed in my lifetime, I can't like this is a big deal.
Well, don't get me wrong. I still will dabble with cannabis, but it needs to be an edible. I can't.
Oh, it needs to be an edible.
Yeah, I
You
can't
can't actually
smoke.
physically smoke
Yeah,
it.
if I smoke,
Is it a throat thing?
I'll have. This is weird. I don't know what it is, but I get the shakes. I don't know if it's a proper seizure. I don't know what the deal is,
When
but
you
my
smoke
body.
weed, you shake.
Yeah, if I smoke anything, even if I smoke
A vape even?
tobacco, smoke a vape, doesn't matter. Something with
The
my lungs.
shakes?
I'll get shaky. Yeah, it's really weird.
Like what kind of shakes are we talking here?
Like
Just the
shivers.
jitters.
Almost like you
Almost
ever
like you
felt,
drank too much caffeine in a way.
way worse than that. Like if you've ever been,
Anxiety shakes.
it's like freezing cold shakes. Like have you ever been
Like
outside?
you got cursed by a gay guy.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I got cursed by someone and that's why I can't smoke weed anymore.
I'm gonna say.
I appreciate that they left my edible receptors just okay because that's nice.
So, but you can still with edibles.
Yeah,
Edibles are fine.
edibles are fine.
It's just the inhalation. Anything
something about
inhaled.
it. Something about it.
How long ago did this happen?
Oh, it's been like 3 years now, 4 years.
So you haven't smoked anything
No.
in that time.
Well, in that time, I just recently smoked, like the dadgrass stuff. It's like
What's dadgrass?
it's like
Shake?
No, so it's like a pre-roll company that does low or no THC pre-rolls.
Oh, okay.
So it's like CBD, CBG,
It's like
that kind of
70s
stuff.
weed. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So exactly, dadgrass.
Yeah,
So that's
exactly.
why, I knew that I couldn't smoke anymore, and I saw those. And I was like, why don't I
Yeah.
give those a try? Maybe that's fine. Maybe
Yeah.
it's the THC that's causing the problem.
Sure.
And so I smoked those, and I still had the same problem.
Really?
It made me really shaky. So, and I don't know
Damn.
what it is. I
What-
did some research on it. The closest thing I found is apparently THC or being high can lower your body temperature. And if
Okay.
it lowers it to a point that your internal, system becomes
Yeah.
uncomfortable,
You can get cold.
You get cold, and the shiver can help bring you back up to like a normal body temperature.
Would you ever feel a little bit?
Yeah, I feel cold.
Colder?
I feel cold and it starts. So it might be that. Maybe it's that.
Was that ever paired with any kind of anxiety, or was it strictly physical?
Yeah, just physical.
Okay.
I mean, and then eventually it caused anxiety of like,
yeah, like, is this okay?
I shouldn't be doing this, right? Like, this doesn't happen.
Whoa.
This didn't happen to me.
Damn.
6 months ago.
Do you know if that's because of of prolonged use of marijuana, or is this like that's something that you just develop?
Yeah, don't know. You know, I quit smoking for a long time.
Yeah.
So like when I got into college,
Yeah.
that's so weird to think about now. You're like, yeah, well, when I was 19, I stopped.
Yeah.
Like, when'd you start?
Yeah. Exactly.
Way too early.
Way too early.
But yeah, I stopped for probably close to 3 years.
Yeah.
And then kind of picked it up again and was fine for a while. But
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I definitely in my younger years was putting in work.
So how often are you with edibles now? Are you like is that a thing that you do regularly?
Not super often.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Like I don't really smoke weed much anymore.
Yeah.
It's crazy because like we would smoke weed so much when we were younger, and I feel like we've kind of in a way like maybe grown out of it in a way, because it just doesn't do what it used to do for me in the past, where it's like it used to almost in a way do the opposite of what it does now. It used to like clear me of all anxiety and like worries. I'm like, oh, I don't have to worry about that. It's like it took me away. It was a vacation.
Sure.
And as of maybe like senior year of college, I would say starting senior year of college, it started to have the opposite effect, where I started to become hyper aware of everything that was wrong and become like more paranoid and more anxious.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've stepped further and further away from smoking weed. I haven't really with edibles much because I've had terrible experiences with them in the past where I've just like taken way too much.
Yeah.
And just like, oh my gosh.
Everyone's worst experience is with edibles.
With edibles.
Like for
100%. Because it's the most discreet, where it's like you can't tell if you take this quarter of a brownie if it's going to be like chill or just going to ruin your year. But I will ask, what's your poison of choice now? Let's say you're on an island, you can only be alone with one drug. What drug would you take?
Oh, a drug?
Yeah.
Like
one drug.
Is alcohol count?
Yeah, that'll count. You can bring alc.
It's probably wine, dude.
Wine?
Yeah, it's wine.
Bring some wine.
For sure.
Have an unlimited supply. You're on an island. You can only have one unlimited supply of one drug. It's gonna be wine.
It's wine or whiskey. That's it. I drink wine. I drink whiskey. I drink water. That's my whole regimen. I'm not really doing drugs these days.
Wine's good. Wine's good. Yeah.
It's not. I don't know. Edibles every once.
But I mean,
in a
like
while.
alcohol is a drug, so you're like just not doing like those drugs.
Oh yeah, I do alcohol a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
You're doing that drug.
Yeah.
But not the other drugs.
The classic American accepted drug, you know?
Yeah.
Like caffeine.
The good boy drug.
Caffeine in the morning,
Yeah.
alcohol at night.
Okay,
That's my regimen.
All right.
You know?
Yeah.
I live like a good American.
Damn. Like you're so dialed in. You're so dialed into like just
And those are the drugs that I'll admit to on your podcast.
Dude, shrooms though?
Yeah.
I feel like out of the drugs in the drug kingdom, shrooms really hit home for me in a lot of different ways because they're so fun and chill. You feel like you're like, I used to think that acid was more chill, but it's not. Like shrooms is way more chill. Obviously doses have something to do with it, but I also feel like there's no come down.
It's funny, man. Mushrooms changed for me when I realized that you didn't have to take an eighth.
No one takes an eighth.
You don't have to.
I hate taking an eighth.
But like when we were young, that was just you did.
That was the status quo.
And so I was
sure.
like, I did that, and I was like, I don't like these.
Yeah.
This is a problem.
Yeah, you
Like,
realize,
I can't do this.
dosage has a lot to do with
Yeah, it's
how much you
huge.
like a drug or a substance.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can take 1/16 of this and love it. Or I could
Yeah.
take 10 times that amount and hate it.
Or you could take 2 grams and go to Halloween Horror Nights and just really have a good time.
Yeah, dude. And I would offer some of those ghouls. I'd be like, you want an eighth? You want a 1 gram, bro? Get on my level.
Can you imagine
Party, bro.
like not Scary Farm where
Just-
everyone's on an eighth of
Everyone's on-
mushrooms?
Dude.
Like the people scaring and the people
Oh my
attending.
god, dude! There should be a special night that they do where
They should not.
hand up. I would go.
I don't know if I would go.
You don't think so?
No. The
'Cause
guy with the
someone
fake chainsaw is
someone-
on an eighth of mushrooms. No, dude. No,
he
no,
would
no,
pull
no,
out
no,
a
no,
real
no.
chainsaw. He would pull. Someone would pull
He's
out
like,
a real chainsaw. Like,
I brought the chain. They're real chainsaws. They just take the chains off. Like that's really that's
yeah,
what it
I brought
is.
the chain, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it would make this more immersive.
Yeah.
So a buddy of mine recently gave me a huge block of chocolate shrooms, and it was like perforated, so you can break them off
Yeah.
in little pieces.
I saw one of those chocolate bars. I don't know
Yeah?
if yours is a bar.
It
but
was a bar it was homemade. It's homemade.
Oh, okay.
It's a homemade bar. It's the one guy who does it in his basement.
Last time I was in Vegas,
Yeah.
someone gave me a bar that was like a, I don't know, maybe someone made
Like
it
a
at home,
Snickers
but
bar?
it had packaging. Like it,
Really?
Yeah, it looked professional,
Dude,
And did
I'm
I
getting
didn't
fancy with it.
I didn't do it because I was looking at it
Too
and
fancy.
well, yes.
It's-
Oh no, the cops. They heard us talking about shrooms. But the way it was like, I cannot stand marketing speak. I just
Sure.
want facts.
Sure.
And on the packaging, it was like 1 equals like emoji smile. 2 equals like, like it gave you.
They're getting too.
It was a
that's
cute,
too much.
like a cute representation of how you would feel based on how many squares you
Maybe you
made.
give it to your girlfriend or something, or
It's like, dude, just tell me like
how
how many
up.
milligrams is in each one of these squares. Like, I know what I can do,
dude. If they just did different emojis, it probably would have made more sense to me. Like if
Really?
it was like the first, like it was like 1 gram. It was like the emoji, like where it's just his face is straight.
Oh yeah.
But then like the 2 gram emoji, he's like smiling.
Yeah.
And then the 3 gram emoji, he's like crying, laughing. Like that would hit with me. Like I'd feel like, okay, I understand what level I'm at.
I don't like that.
No.
No, I don't like that intuitive shit. I
Okay.
want numbers, hard facts, hard data.
What number would you want? Like 69, 420? What kind of number would they give you? What number would be like yes?
Both of those numbers are way too much.
Wait,
Wait, are we talking? We're talking grams? Or?
You tell me.
Yeah, that's too much.
You want the science. You were like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like that's how I've learned to understand
Yeah.
how to have a good experience.
That's the old school
You know?
way that we've all been raised on.
Yeah.
And like I think that's also what, like, for the chocolate shrooms that I got, it's like 3 squares is an eighth.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it's based on squares now. Like a square is a gram, so you take one square, it's
Got
1
it.
gram.
Yeah.
yeah. But it definitely feels like the older I get, and maybe the older that we get, because I've gotten this from other friends of mine as well, is that we prefer a lighter buzz that can carry us further and for a longer time than something that's just gonna like make the walls melt.
Yeah,
And-
I'm past my wall melting phase. I'm on to a new era.
There's a time and a place for that, I think, and it's, for me personally, it's when you're alone. When you're alone, let's say your wife's out of town,
Yeah.
and you have no friends around, and you have a Saturday, it's
Yeah.
clear, dude, drop some f***ing acid. Like, take a ton of acid,
Bro,
and like have an individual solo day. But that's so rare, when you're gonna have that moment. But it's cool. But it's there when you want it.
What you just described to me, like your wife is gone, you're alone.
Yeah.
That day for me, my perfect version of that day,
Yeah.
it's not what you expect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I get
Share with the
legit.
class.
I get a bottle of my favorite wine,
Yeah. So
and I watch monster movies
monster movies.
with my dog. That's where I'm at now. That's
Yeah.
my life now.
Yeah.
Radley, you've met Radley.
he's the best.
Radley's my dog.
He's the best.
He
He is the dog.
loves
Monster
movies.
Really?
We've gone through the
Does he bark at the
full-
TV and shit?
Oh, dude. He cannot contain himself. He barks at the TV. These are the only films. Like, we watched the new Godzillas, like starting 2014 up till now, like with Kong Skull Island and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Godzilla
yeah.
vs. Kong, like all that.
For sure.
That whole series,
Dude, he's all about it.
he loves it. And so it's the only thing
What a
we
dog.
watch.
What a real dog.
He jumps off the couch, runs up to the TV, sits down, and just like eyes peeled, looks up at the
focused.
screen.
Mega focus.
He loves it, dude. He loves it.
that's
And when Godzilla does his like, Radley's like, I don't know if he wants to join him or if he wants to fight him. I don't know what the thing is, but he
Dude.
just loves it. And to
Dogs-
me, like that's where I'm at now. That's
Yeah,
you know,
no, for sure.
it's weird. Like I feel like you have cats.
Yeah, they're different
You can eat mushrooms and take care of your cats.
for sure.
They don't even really need you.
They don't even care.
They would
don't give
prefer
a
if you
fuck,
were
dude.
gone.
Yeah.
With a dog, I feel weird. Like I can't eat mushrooms and hang out with my dog.
Really?
I don't
You can't
think
do
so.
that? Oh
No,
my
I
god,
don't think
dude! Because
so.
I've taken mushrooms and like literally like loved on my cats harder than I ever have.
Yeah, I get that.
Because I'm just like I'm so enamored by like life and just like this is there's a beating heart inside of this
Oh
thing.
my god, that blew my mind.
Right? Like, I'll
the
just be on
first time I
shrooms.
realized that or not on mushrooms, I was just normal.
Yeah, just
but
whatever.
the first time I realized that
I
with,
didn't need substances to.
we had no. I'm not trying to shame you. You're
just downplay my trip.
no. Clearly, you need drugs to feel things normal people just feel.
I do.
That's
I
okay.
do.
Who am I to judge? But it blew my mind the first time I held Radley and like, this is such fucking millennial bullshit. I'm talking about a dog.
That's why we're here, baby.
And
Let's
I
go.
felt like his heart beating. He
Yeah.
was just a puppy that
Oh
was
god,
this big.
dude! When you feel the heart, oh my god, dude! You're just like, this is a living sentient
Dude.
being,
Just melt.
and like I'm responsible for it. Like
Yeah.
I am in charge of whether or not this being has a great or awful existence,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do everything in my power to make its life as awesome
Awful.
as possible.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, fuck. Jesus Christ, dude.
I don't know. Dude, I was trying to go with you. I felt like you would feel that way about animals. I don't know.
Dude, I love animals, bro. I got 2 cats. I adopted them from the streets.
Look, man, people who have cats don't love
damn
animals.
it.
If you have a cat, you don't love animals.
Are
It's
you
just
kidding me?
No, come
Are you
on.
kidding me? If you own cats, you love animals more than anyone because cats are the most dickhole animals that you could possibly get. If someone is willing to take a cat into their home, they have more patience for animals, the animal life, animal kingdom than anyone in the world. Fucking cats suck.
Yeah, that's what I
Dude.
hear.
Dude, okay, but you haven't really met my cats.
No.
Tonight, maybe if you go over my place
Yeah.
with my cats. Okay, dude, Ian,
I've met them.
you
like
that doesn't like I've met people in my life where I'm just like
Yeah.
I'm sure they're great, but like until I with them and
Yeah.
just like spend time with them. My friend Ian,
yes.
he
I know Ian.
loves those cats. And when he first moved in, he was just like, all right, they're cats. They're just like like everyone has a preconception of cats. And then once you live with the cat for a little bit, you're like, holy shit, this thing is on a level of a dog when it comes to affection,
Yeah.
and when it comes to bonding, but it's a less domesticated animal, so it takes you a little bit longer to really dial in that relationship.
Yeah.
Because they're just evolutionarily behind what dogs have been able to do.
I don't know
with
if they're
humans.
behind. They're just unique still, right?
They're
like
unique.
dogs have
They're
been
still
bred
wild.
to love humans.
For sure.
They
For
used
sure.
to be. He used to be a wolf, dude.
Yeah, dude, for sure. They come a long way from just like ripping your
Yeah.
jugular out to like being your best friend.
Yeah.
But cats are on that path, but we just don't give them that credit because you need some time to spend with a cat to really understand its personality.
Yeah.
Like, no, there's something like my cats like fucking will cry at my door and they'll fucking paw at my door all night until I let them in, and then they'll just like come up to my neck and just like rub their head into my neck like, I love you.
Yeah.
Fucking love me, you bitch. I'm like, they're more needy than my girlfriend. So it's
Yeah.
like, but people don't see them that way.
So I have actually, I told you earlier, I have a story about, I don't drink beer anymore.
So, like, tell me about that because I know that, like, the last few times I've hung out with you, we've drunk beer and,
Yeah.
like you love beer.
I love beer.
Why aren't you drinking beer anymore? And
Okay.
convince me to not drink beer anymore because I know
Well,
it's like
Well, I don't know.
calories.
I don't know if I can convince you, but I can tell you for me why I stopped drinking beer.
Okay.
I didn't realize. Okay.
How long ago did you stop drinking beer?
It's been about 6 months.
Okay.
I didn't realize. So when I drink beer, my stomach, it just hurts. I feel really bad, like physically.
Like, you got to puke? Nauseous?
No, it's farts. I got to fart.
Okay, you get gassy.
I get really gassy.
Okay.
And I fart a lot.
Okay.
When I drink beer.
With bar.
And
With
so
beer.
what I didn't realize is other people don't feel that. So I had just assumed for like close to a decade that everybody who drinks beer
Celiac or some shit?
just farts really bad. I mean, I don't know. I can eat bread. It's fine.
It's fine.
But if I drink beer, I fart really bad.
Carbonation? Do you feel
Maybe.
the same way with
drink-
like sodas?
Sparkling wine, sparkling water,
And that's not a problem.
not a problem. Some of my favorite drinks.
Beer for some reason.
But here was the tipping point.
Okay.
I went to bed one night, and Radley, my dog,
Your dog.
yeah, he sleeps in the bed with me and my wife.
Yeah.
And at some point in the night, I feel like it's usually like a 6 to 8 hour delay before the real like nuclear farts start activating.
Okay.
And probably around like 3 a.m., I let out what can only be described as a nuclear fart.
Yeah?
And Radley,
It's fucking Oppenheimer shit?
man, the way he sleeps with us, it's head to toe. So his head is right by my butt.
Okay, so he got a whiff.
Dude, he did not just get a whiff.
Did he go
I
crazy?
farted directly into Radley's face, and Radley jumped up
No way.
onto his paws, like standing. He starts dry heaving. I rip the blankets off. I have to rip the blankets off, dude. Like, if you have a dog, if you have a dog, you hear that noise in the middle of the night, it is fucking code red. You
He's
got to
about to-
get this guy off the bed.
Dude's throwing up.
He's throwing up. It's
He's throwing
coming.
up. It's coming.
That's the sound that when you hear that sound, it's fucking coming. And so I get up, I pick him up, I try to get him off the bed.
Yeah.
I can't get him off the bed in time. He throws up
Throws up.
across the bed onto the floor because I'm moving like a sweeping motion, pulling him off the bed, and he vomits onto the bed, onto the floor, and I'm like, "Ah!"
because of your fart.
Because I farted
Because you
directly
farted
into
so-
his face.
Can you recall what you had for
Oh man!
dinner or lunch? Like
Here's the thing.
there's
Here's the
gotta be-
sad thing. It was just a regular beer fart. It wasn't the food. It was the beer.
really?
And so I spent the next,
No way.
dude, when your dog throws up on your bed in the middle of the night,
Yeah, you wake
you
up.
have to spend 20 minutes. Like, you have to get
you
new
gotta
sheets.
face
you have
reality.
to clean the mattress. You have
Figure
to
shit
take
out.
him outside, take care of the dog, wipe him
Sure.
up, like get him in good shape.
God damn.
And so, okay, that alone, suboptimal.
I'm with you.
For the next week, he looked at me different.
No
He didn't
way.
trust me.
Whoa.
I started to
like you
see-
betrayed him.
Anxieties manifesting in him.
Yeah.
Like he would jump off if I wanted to bring him to another room, I'd be like, come on, Rad. He would jump off the couch and walk to the end of the carpet, but he wouldn't walk past
Whoa.
it. He wouldn't walk through
He
doorways
was like,
when I
I know
called him.
your ass betrayed me. Your ass
knew.
betrayed me, and I
knew.
can't trust you anymore.
And at that point, I knew
You're
I
not a
had
good
to,
human.
I had to make a choice. It's either gonna be Radley or it's gonna be beer. And I love my dog, man. I chose Radley, so I don't drink beer anymore.
This is the reason why. This is legitimately.
Yeah.
This is the reason why you don't drink beer anymore. Is because your dog will literally have a physical reaction to your beer farts.
yeah, man.
Am I reading this right?
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I mean, at some point, like we have to choose between, our own vices and the well-being of our families. And for me,
Whoa.
the choice for beer, it had to come now.
Here's my question. Have you tried repeating this test to see if it's in fact, because like repeatable value is something that's to be said of.
Yeah, look, okay, I'm going to be honest with you.
Have you tried doing a second run to see if this is really what's ticking them off?
Yeah, and I'll level with you. I've had beers within the last 6 months.
Yeah.
It's maybe one at a time,
Yeah.
Just a real
Just
light dose.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about. Dosage is the poison's in the dosage, right?
Diet beer.
So I'll have, 1 beer, 2 beers. But if I drink them, I sleep with my butt facing away from Radley.
Okay.
got to take care of my boy, you know?
And he's been fine since you've been doing that.
Yeah, him and I, we've repaired the relationship. I think we're back on a good path.
Yeah.
I can tell that he trusts me now. I've regained that. I've done the work. I've put in the work to regain that trust.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that about him, that he gave me that second chance, you know? And I feel like I have
God.
I have a second chance at having a good relationship with my boy.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to squander that, you know? I'm not going to squander it just by drinking beer because I enjoy it.
Whoa, that's like that's like the epitome of being such a good dog daddy. You know
what I mean?
Like, you're a good dog daddy to be like, you know, I don't know 100% if this is what is fucking you up, but I have a good feeling that this is what's fucking you up, and because of that, I'm gonna take a step back from what I love, what I enjoy, because you love beer. You like beer. I know you like beer. There's lots of beers that you like.
Yeah.
But to do that for your dog is a very humbling thing. Yeah. It's very admirable, for sure. Do you think at some point, like, let's say you ever drank a lot of beer and like crank some farts out and he was fine with it, that you would ever get back to beer drinking?
Ooh, you know what? Probably not.
Yeah?
Yeah, the farting sucks. I didn't realize that was not a normal thing for everybody.
Yeah.
I thought we were all just living this fart life, so like all of us beer drinkers.
Have you been farting since you've been drinking beer? Like, even back in the day?
Look, yeah. Oh, I thought you meant since I stopped drinking.
No, it was just even pre that.
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
I think so. I've just been living a fart life.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was a life after farts.
Yeah, a post-fart life.
It's a good life.
Yeah.
It's a humble life, but it's a good life. Yeah. It's a life it's a sustainable life.
For sure.
I can have this life for years to come. You know?
Yeah. So now your thing is like, you like whiskey.
I like whiskey.
What do you do now? What are your favorite coping? Is it whiskey now? Is it food? Like, what is it?
Yeah, dude. I throw myself into things that I enjoy. So
yeah,
right now, football season's back, baby.
Are you big into football?
I love football.
Really?
NFL football.
Dude, you got to get me into football, dude, because I don't know anything about football.
You want to get into football? Play fantasy football.
I would love to get into football.
That's the move. Play fantasy football.
Really?
Yeah, and you'll become aware of all of the different teams.
Yeah.
And you'll understand players that you have interest in. You'll see when a player has a good game, because you'll get beat by someone else's team that has that player. Yeah. And I think it gives you. It's like what we're talking about with, like, you know, you smoke a brisket, everybody comes and talks about the brisket.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I like.
Playing
That's the
fantasy.
only thing I like about sports, is that it gives me an opportunity to talk about things, like to have a common shared value with people.
Yeah.
Where it's like, dude, if I'm around a bunch of friends and like I've known them all for years.
Yeah.
But like the one thing they want to talk about is football, I'm out. Like, I'm just in the corner. I cannot relate. So it's like, that's, in a weird way, it's like I care more about sports because of what they can do for my social circle, more so than what I care about the actual sport for. Which is weird. Or it's like,
I don't think it's that weird.
Do you think it's
I get that.
Do you think it's worth getting into for that? Or it's like, hey, if you don't actually enjoy the sport, then don't bother, even if,
well,
you know what I mean? It's a weird thing for me.
I would say
sports have always been. I was raised by a pack of women, so
yeah,
like sports was never in my circle. I never saw sports ever. So
if you're interested,
huh?
If you're interested, I would say try out fantasy football with some friends.
Yeah.
Even if the people who are playing are just your friends and not all that like
knowledgeable. What's the deal? Are you already in a sports fantasy football?
Yeah, I'm in a few. I'm in a couple leagues, but and it's a little late to start. But I would start one.
Maybe we'll do the next one.
You can start late.
Yeah.
We could start one.
All right.
And get some friends.
Would you be willing to like coach me a little bit? Like,
of course.
If I don't know what I'm doing.
Sure.
Like, maybe help me out.
So here, I'll give you this.
Yeah.
If you are interested in football right now, the team to be interested in is the Miami Dolphins.
Dolphins?
Yes.
They're basketball, right?
They are a football team.
Football.
And they have
football.
The silliest coach.
Silliest coach?
Probably in the history of the NFL. So they have a coach right now. His name's Mike McDaniels.
Yeah.
He's a hilarious dude.
Yeah.
He's straight up memeing on the NFL right now.
He's like the Elon Musk of coaches.
But likable.
Okay.
So dude, they beat the Broncos. So this dude grew up in Denver, was a ball boy for the Broncos.
Yeah.
Is now the head coach of the Dolphins.
Damn.
played the Broncos last week,
Yeah.
2 weeks ago,
You can crush them.
and put up 70 points on them. Which, if you
does
don't
that
watch
mean?
football, 70 points is like I've never in my life
of.
actually seen a team put up 70 points.
That means like 70 points over the other team.
The other team put up 20, so they won by 50 points.
Oh,
But they put up 70 points. That's the highest point scored by a single team I've ever seen.
good God.
This dude, in the middle of this game,
Yeah.
goes into the crowd,
Yeah.
is talking to fans,
Yeah.
and is showing them the play sheet, and he's like, here, you call a play. No bullshit.
What?
Fans in the crowd. Okay, so
He's telling the fans to play the calls?
fans in the crowd are choosing the plays that the team runs on the field. One of the plays that was chosen, one guy in the crowd was like, I'm playing against a guy in fantasy football right now. His quarterback is ranked 32 teams in the league. Being ranked 32 is the lowest quarterback in the league. He was like, put your backup quarterback in, throw a touchdown, so my opponent will have the 33rd ranked quarterback in the league.
Oh, shit.
And Mike McDaniel, this is the dumbest idea ever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel's like, it, throw
Run it.
him in.
Run it.
They run the play, score a touchdown.
That's insane.
They run up 70 points.
That's
It's
insane.
the most
That sounds dope.
it's the most memeable game that I've ever seen in the
sick.
NFL.
We should go to a football game sometime.
Yo, would love to. We got
Dude,
2
let's
teams in LA
go.
now.
I know.
Yeah, we got Rams and Chargers.
Yeah, Rams Chargers, bro.
Yeah. I'm a Seahawks fan, so
Oh, dope.
I'm anti-Rams.
Yeah?
And to some degree anti-Chargers because Seahawks were in a division with the Chargers up until 1999.
The
But,
politics is so beyond
you
me.
know,
You gotta,
I actually really like the Chargers, though.
you gotta teach me, bro. You gotta teach me the ways.
if you're actually interested, like genuinely interested,
100%. Because
Yeah.
here's the thing: it's like sports. I've never been. I was raised by a pack of women.
yeah.
In my youth, so sports were never a thing, and so I was like, I don't give a. But I will say that the most I've ever cared about or enjoyed sports is when I'm at a live game.
Yeah.
If I'm at the game, the energy is there. It's different than watching it on TV, dude. If I can go with you or anyone who knows a thing or two about sports,
Yeah, let's go to a game.
give me some. Like, let's go, dude.
I'm gonna buy us tickets to a game. We'll go. We'll hang out.
Yeah, dude. That'd be
I'll
fun.
tell you what's going on.
That'd be hella fun.
One of my friends did the same thing for me for hockey, and it was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
now I can watch hockey and enjoy it.
Nice.
So bring you to a game. I'll show you. What's
Have
up.
you always been a big sports guy, or
Not really sports like in general.
yeah?
Kind of just football. I grew up playing football. It's the sport that I had the most fun playing, and I think like
You were on the
professional-
sports team on
I was, yeah, actually, for the first 2 years of high school.
First 2 years.
Yeah, and then I dropped out to playing bands, man. I was
That's
trying to
right.
play music with you.
Yeah, baby.
I would rather do that.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
That was way more fun.
Yeah, played some football growing up, and then yeah, I think it's a really fun sport to watch. Obviously, you have to kind of turn a blind eye to all of the brain damage and CTE and all
The
that.
CTE.
Yeah, you gotta kind of just be comfortable with
The
what it is.
CTE,
But,
baby. What's up with that CTE?
Yeah, it's not great.
Let me go to the bathroom really quick. All right, dude. We've been going for 2 hours, almost 3 hours now.
No.
Can you believe we've been going for 3 hours?
No, I don't believe you.
Since we started talking on the pod, it's been 3 hours.
No. Who edits this?
Yeah, me. I edit everything.
Aw, sorry.
Which is like, what? Yeah, no, and you should be. You should be apologizing because most people I have on here, once we go for like an hour and a half, I'm like, we gotta cut it because like I'm the one who has to edit all this shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, but we've been going for 3 hours.
No,
bro.
we haven't.
3 hours.
This is me looking at my phone right now. To
2:45. 2:45.
Oh, tune changes.
2:45,
oh, wow, though,
baby.
For real though, Jesus.
Dude, which I feel like is always a good sign of like a good time. It's like, dude, to be like, did we really go that long when it didn't feel? It felt like we went for an hour.
I know. Do you feel like you have is this a good podcast for you? Do you
No,
have-
this is probably the worst podcast I've
Yeah,
ever done.
probably. It's probably
Yeah,
pretty bad.
it's
sorry.
it's gonna be the least performing podcast.
Well,
and-
that's because I have like 2,000 Instagram followers. Not you. Picked,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
your fault. You picked
like
a bad
I need
person.
to find PewDiePie and
Yeah.
get his ass on here because like this is tarnished, bro. This is bad.
Yeah.
So it's amazing that anyone is still watching right now because
Are you gonna put up the full 3 hours?
oh my god, dude, I'll post it all, dude.
Wow.
I'll post it all. Unfortunately for these sad suckers who have sat through the whole
We got to
thing.
put something here for anyone who makes it, right? Like we got to put like a discount
Dude,
code or like a giveaway, or I don't know. What do you do?
why don't you plug your any socials, whether it's Food Beast or your own? Fucking plug that shit,
plug
bro.
my socials? Okay.
Plug that shit, bro.
First of all, I'd like to apologize for getting you to switch us from beer to whiskey, because I think this sent us down quite a path. I think,
Dude,
cheers, brother.
cheers.
Genuinely, thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on the podcast.
Thank you for coming
are
on. It's
one of my oldest friends, man.
Honestly, I'm so fucking excited that you're in an episode. Like, I don't know. It feels so cool to me. You've always been one of my most fondest friends, and I always knew the second I started this podcast, I was like, I need to have Chris on. He's the best. You're the fucking goat, dude.
Don't say that, man. You're gonna set the bar way too high,
No,
and then
you, dude.
people are gonna listen and be like,
I'm gonna say whatever. It's my podcast. I'm gonna say
fair
whatever
enough.
the fuck I want.
fair enough.
Yeah, you.
You're like, this guy farts on his dog and makes him throw up, and Kyle calls him a friend. That's pretty fucked up.
Dog teabagger. I don't give a.
Well, I didn't teabag him. Let's
Okay,
be clear.
let's
That's a different story. And I didn't tell you that one.
yeah.
I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying I
No,
didn't
we'll
tell you
extrapolate that on another episode. But dude, we should have another episode where you come on with your barber and
I'll hit him up.
we do some haircuts on the show.
All right.
That'd be dope. Yeah.
It's my boy Drew. Hit up Drew.
Hit up Drew, baby.
I haven't talked to him in 4 years.
Drew,
You see
baby.
this shit? Oh my gosh.
Dude, your locks are insane,
I'm
bro.
gonna send you the
Your locks are actually insane.
the
Like,
beard braid.
dude, you
I'll
have
send you
longer
that
hair than my girlfriend, I think.
Yeah, man. I have longer hair than every woman you know. If you look down my back,
Yeah.
it goes almost to my butt, and I'm like a 6 foot guy. I'm not like a small guy, you know. What do you want to do, man? What's next? What's next for us?
I think what's next is
How do you end these? I don't know. I don't know if I've ever watched your podcast at the end. Sorry in advance.
It's usually just like, all right, we're hungry. I don't know. What do you want to do after this, dude? Because you have the rest of the evening free.
Yeah, I use this as just a good excuse to come hang out with you.
That's the only reason why I have people on. I'm like, would you like to talk to me for an hour? And it's really
Or 3.
sad. It's really sad when people are like, no, I don't want to talk to you.
Damn. Who's told you no? Let's put him on blast.
I don't know if I can.
You edit this. You
I don't
can
know if
cut
I
it
can
later.
right
It doesn't
now.
matter.
You know, it's usually.
Who said no? Can I guess?
Okay, you can guess.
Oh, I assume they're tech YouTubers.
Take a guess. Take a guess. Wild guess.
Linus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said no.
Yeah. He was just like, no, dude, are you kidding me? Like, you come to me. Like, I'm like, you. Why would I ever come to your shit?
Did he say that?
Yeah, he was just like, dude.
Was this before all of the
Before he had a leg to stand on.
like before he probably should have said yes? Protect the relationships that exist.
Dude, that's gonna hit so well with so much of my audience.
I don't even know this shit. I'm not even part of this world, but I have a Reddit account, so
No. Linus is legitimately like the coolest guy.
he seems like a pretty cool guy.
Honestly, like, dude, I was going through some hard shit, and like, it's weird because like Linus is like the last person I would expect to be like, "How you doing?" Like, just like hit me up randomly.
Oh yeah.
And be like, "How you doing? Like, is everything cool?" And like, for sure, like, time and again, Linus would periodically show up in my texts and be like, "You good?"
Respect.
And I was like, "Dude, you don't have. There's no place for you here. You don't need to like check
Yeah.
up on me. You're a multimillionaire. You're good." Linus is honestly one of like the coolest guys.
Hell
Like,
yeah,
he for sure is one of the coolest guys. But I'm gonna leverage that to be like, dude, when's Linus when are you gonna be on my fucking podcast, motherfucker?
Okay, so who said no then?
No. So far, no one said no. I will.
Oh, hell yeah.
I will call out.
Hey.
I will call out one person.
Okay.
But only because I texted him today, so he has some time to respond. Jay.
Jay, quit f***ing around. Get your ass in this seat.
Jay's 2 cents. Jay's 2
sit
cents.
here. I don't drink beer anymore, so I didn't fart in it.
I texted Jay. I was like, when are you going to be on, dude? I was like,
Honestly, I thought he would be on.
I
I thought
was
he
like,
would have
I'd
been.
love to have you on. And honestly, one of the most requested guests on this pod. Everyone's like, dude, have Jay. And
I love the
replied yet. So we'll see.
I'm sure he will.
We'll see.
I say I'm sure he will. I don't know the guy.
Yeah.
But I like the episodes that you've done with like Tech YouTube Crew. I like that.
Yeah, with
'Cause
like
I
Austin
see-
and
Yep.
Paul. Yeah,
Love
for
the
sure.
episode with Paul. You could tell you guys have a
Dude.
good relationship. You're just
Yeah,
good buds. You know?
yeah, we're good buds. We're good buds.
It's fun. It's fun to watch you guys talk.
Hella
Just
fun.
Have a good time
Hella
together.
fun, dude. Let's go get some food or whatever. Let's fucking
Let's do it.
chill. Thank you guys for watching this
Oh, wow.
episode.
We just hit
Yeah, we just capped out on the side cameras and
all of them.
everything, literally everything. So when you're watching this, it's just going to be audio, and all of you're just going to get audio. I don't give a dude. This is welcome to Super Special. This
Has
is
this
how we
ever
do
happened
shit.
before? You ever
No.
hit the end of the memory
No,
card?
because I lost my card reader. I lost my card reader, so I couldn't capture the footage that I already had on from previous episodes that I've recorded, and so they're all full now.
Oh, so this is a you thing. It's not because I talk too long.
No, this is a user error. This is like a. Don't worry, bro. Don't worry, you're scot free, bro.
All right, let's go eat. Let's go.
All right, guys, peace out.